Hello and welcome to Imperia Tarot. If you're new here, welcome into the circle. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is a timeless message, meaning whenever you were led here is exactly when you were meant to see this, be it within 2 hours or 2 years. We're going to jump into the energy of the tarot, supported by oracle messages, and explore whatever arises in relationships, finances, and personal challenges. Okay, I will also pull some timing messages for any predictions that may come out. I have already prepared the deck and connected to those this message was meant for. So let's jump in. If this reading does resonate with you, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment, leave a like. I do read the comments. I look forward to your comments. I like to hear about your situations. We got the Hermit for love in the relationship position. Ooh, that one flipped over with fierceness. Okay. So we've got the Hermit and we've got the Five of Cups in the love position. So some of you may be a little bit withdrawn or isolated right now. You may be going very, very inward. For finances, we have the Magician, we have the Judgment, we have the Knight of Pentacles. That is really nice energy for finances. Some of the best energy you could possibly get. Let's just see personal challenges. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands for personal challenges, and the Seven of Swords. Okay. Let's just move our little nutcracker over here a little bit. He's the guardian of the tarot this month. Okay. So the Hermit energy often symbolizes going inward. It can also symbolize having a very rich inner world right now in which you escape to. You could also be looking for guidance inside of yourself. You could be looking for guidance from spirit, from the divine. In the traditional cards, the Hermit is represented by an older man, like a sage, and he's standing there with a lantern, and the lantern has a light in it. So you may be really relying on your own guiding light right now to guide you forward, listening to your intuition. I really love this card for the Hermit. There's this giant ball of energy, is what it looks like, and there's roots growing all around it. And it reflects the universe. And then in the center is an eye, like your all-seeing eye. So I feel like you're seeing something very clearly, something that may not have been very clear to you in the past. You are now seeing it very clearly. You are reflecting back to the universe in the correct way. And what I mean by that is you are responding to the universe. You are responding to the inner guidance, the messages that are coming to you, the thoughts that are coming to you. You're listening to your intuition, your gut feelings. You're relying on yourself. Okay? And because of this, you are opening up your third eye, your all-seeing eye, and you are growing a very strong spiritual foundation from it. You are planting seeds and growing roots from these seeds, okay? So you are planting roots to move forward into a relationship that is very aligned with you, okay? That's how I'm reading this right now. The Five of Cups here can represent leaving a situation. It can represent grief, difficulty. It can also be representative of walking away from something with dignity. So there may have been a situation that you have left or had to walk away from, because you had to choose yourself in this situation, it may have been something that you were involved with for a while and it was no longer working, or it wasn't moving in the direction that you were. Okay, so there is something in the past energy that you have moved away from, you have walked away from, you're going in a different direction. And I feel like when you made that decision to walk away or to move in a different direction, this hermit energy became very powerful. It engulfed you. It changed you. Okay? I'm just going to pull some oracle cards on top of these just to get a little bit more clarity. So on top of the hermit, we've got the dragonfly. Light-hearted and adapt, finding out and change, things coming to light and heal. So this hermit energy is also a very profound healing energy for you. This is a time where you're healing a lot. It's not just a relationship that you're healing from. It isn't just a challenge or a situation that you're healing from. You are healing and interconnecting so many things for you. By healing whatever this was in your relationship, whatever you walked away from, it triggered the catalyst for some very profound, deep changes within you that will never be the same. It's also healing parts of your life that you may not have been fully aware needed that kind of healing. You may not have known that you needed this healing or that it was even an issue. It may have been locked away in your subconscious. This can also represent the depth of your subconscious. And these roots that are growing from your opening eye are like the expansion of that, the raw awakening of that from your subconscious. And it's now growing outward, and not in a negative way, in a very healing way, in a changing way, a way where you will never be the same. You will never be able to go backwards. Okay? You're moving towards a more lighthearted energy, a more optimistic energy. You're moving away from pessimism. You're moving away from, you're still going to have challenges. That's never going to change. We're always going to have challenges, but you're becoming more optimistic to deal with these challenges. You're going to gain more of an outlook and an attitude of, this isn't very personal, actually. I don't need to take this personally. I'm moving on and I'm going to do what is best for me. This is the kind of mindset that you are moving towards. Because of this past energy of walking away from something, of realizing something, you are adapting to change and actually looking forward to it, maybe for the very first time. Okay? You're going to feel lighter. All right. I just want to get one more for the Five of Cups. Additional information about the situation you may have walked away from. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be in all relationship situations, friends, family. Cut down. Yep, this is exactly the energy. This is what you walked away from. Cutting out, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. So you became very tired of the way things were that were not satisfactory to you. Maybe you stayed in a situation longer than you should have, simply because you didn't realize your full sense of self-worth. Maybe you had some work to do. Maybe you had to get to this point where something really broke and you could not rebuild it, and the only thing left to do was to walk out of it. Okay, so whatever the situation is, or whoever you were romantically involved with, there was some kind of pattern involved that was not helping you grow. It was not supporting you. It was not aligning with you. And it may have been very difficult to walk away from this situation, but you needed to. And the universe needed you to choose yourself to walk away from this in order for you to realize and grow into this hermit energy, to embody more sage energy, to become more wise, to become more self-involved and loving of who you are and where you are going, and to respect that. We also had Sword and Rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, determination. I put that one in the middle. I didn't intentionally make that choice. That's just where I put it. So I feel like this is a middle energy between these two energies, between the cut down and the dragonfly. So somewhere in between this transition of walking away here and moving into this more spiritual hermit energy, this evolution of yours, you've seen with clarity, you've seen a truth, you had a revelation, and you felt determined. You felt determined, and you chose honor and protection, exactly as this card says. Okay? You made that choice. It was the right choice for you because it put you into the dragonfly energy. Light-hearted, optimistic, spiritual, peaceful. There is no going back for you with this energy. There is no going back to the old. You are ready to move forward into the next phase of your life. Okay? All right. All right. Finances. So we have the Magician here. What better card can you get for finances than the Magician, for anything really? Because this is representative of you manifesting wealth and abundance into your life. I don't know what you're doing right now for your career or your aspirations or how you're bringing in an income or whatever projects you have ongoing. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it right. Whatever you're doing is working. Okay? You're in and centered and grounded into your Magician energy. Now is a really good time, especially with this Hermit energy, even though this is representative of your core relationship foundations in your life energy right now. Everything falls into each other. Everything overlaps. So you are in a very, very strong Magician manifesting energy right now, and you need to use this energy. Use this hermit energy, this enlightenment that you have found, and charge it into your manifestations. All right, get clear on what it is that you want. What goals do you want to work towards? Because now is the time. Yeah, I might even title this Now is the Time. I don't know, but I'm getting that sense of urgency. The sense of urgency isn't to rush or to try and get something done as fast as possible. It just means to begin. It just means to continue what you are doing and not give up, because actually you are building momentum right now. You are building momentum to manifest whatever it is that you are trying to. It's also confirmed with the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is a knight of wealth, abundance, stability, and being grounded. It's a very mature and sound energy. This person is a very stable person. Person knows how to hold space for others. He is confident. He knows who he is. He knows how to manifest. He knows how to allow things to come to him without forcing anything. It's also a card of knowledge. So I just had that come to me, right? I just had that channel to me. So if there's an area that you need to upskill or you need to increase your knowledge in, do that now. It's going to be very important. I'm specifically looking at the circle on his chest here. It's like an open portal. And I get a sense with the Knight of Pentacles that there's a learning curve here. There's something that's going to bring you to the next level of your abundance that you should focus on. And whatever it is you're focused on right now, because your manifestation ability is so strong right now, it's a very good time to continue to learn and increase your knowledge in whatever it is that you are doing, because it's going to help your goals long term. All right, and you've been through some stuff. You have been through some stuff, and there are blessings coming to you because you have put in the work. You have chosen you have chosen peace, and you have focused on your goals, and you are becoming even more focused, which is confirmed by the Magician. Okay? So you are being guided. You are being guided. You are going to be blessed with financial abundance and financial freedom if you continue, if you put in the work and continue to build momentum. Energy and manifestation is built through momentum, consistency. All right. The Knight of Pentacles is also representative of consistency. So if you're struggling a little bit with consistency right now, make a goal plan, write down a to-do list every single day, follow through on it. Don't over plan, but really get clear on your priorities every day to make these goals a reality. That's the message that I'm getting for you. I'm just going to pull an extra message. Yeah, So we got grounding, of course. Grounding, stability and security, performance, growth and endurance. Yes. So your financial energy right now is all about the growth stage. You're in the development stage. Okay. So you could be just starting out, or you could be in the middle of it right now. You could be building a business. All right. So this is great. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Work towards it. You might have to slightly tweak your strategy or plan a little bit better, but the most important message here is to be consistent and stay grounded. Stay within your hermit energy. All right? This doesn't mean isolation. Don't stay isolated. It just means stay in your wisdom. Use your discernment, okay? Stay in your dragonfly energy of optimism. Adapt to change. Okay. Personal challenges. We have the 3 of Wands. So you could be waiting for something to blow over right now. Maybe it's the situation that you walked away from in your relationship energy here. It could be that. You could be waiting for something to come in, possibly. That could have to do with your wealth and stability or an opportunity. You could also be waiting to hear from somebody. I don't know if it could be somebody involved in this, but I see a little bit of a warning here. I don't know if you can see the cards, but we've got the Seven of Swords here. Traditionally, it represents things like sneakiness or deception or betrayal or selfishness. It could also be like, it doesn't have to be those things. It can also be like just a very unconventional way of doing something. You know, it could be just picking everything up and just going on a new path, even though it's not the conventional one or it's not the one that's expected of you. I'm feeling, because I'm saying that so clearly, I feel like that could be some of the energy here. All right, I feel like this is part of your personal challenge right now. You may be a very unconventional person and you're trying to find a different path for yourself. And you are waiting to see the results of your choices. I feel like there's a certain level of potency with this challenge, whatever it is. I get that feeling. I get a heavier feeling for some reason. Date. Get back out there, meeting someone new, getting a date online. Personal challenge could be date. This could be very involved in romantic love by the looks of it for your challenges. It could have to do with this past situation, walking away from something. Or maybe this wasn't even romantic. Maybe this was friends and family that you moved away from in order to clear space for maybe someone that was clashing with this group here. I feel like that's maybe specific to some of you, for some of the collective, not all of you. But I feel like you could be waiting for a message. Like I said before, you could be waiting to go on a date. You may have met somebody. Interesting. Let's get a little bit more on that. Why is this Seven of Swords here? Coffee cup. Oh, there was another one behind it. I didn't even realize. Meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building friendship. So this could start out as a friendship. You may have met somebody new. You may be curious about how they feel or what their intentions are. So something may be building momentum also in your love and romantic life, okay? I feel like you could be waiting to see where it leads, waiting to understand their intentions, waiting for messages from them. And this is in your challenges position. So this is something that challenges you. It may have something to do with the past. It may have something to do with your hermit energy. Maybe you're wondering if it aligns with this new version of you that you are moving towards, okay? That you have embodied, actually, is a better word. Now I want to get more. So we also had the coffin, new beginnings, liberation, reborn, transition, tragic endings. So I feel like this energy has more to do with past energy. All right, something is dead, something is no longer here. This could have been a relationship that ended very abruptly. It could have been the one that you walked away from, if you walked away from a relationship, for some of the collective that I'm speaking to. All right, and some of your energy could still be connected to this past energy. Some of your energy could still be connected to the trauma or whatever it is that you experienced, either from walking away or from being in this relationship. but you're also seeing this as a message of liberation, okay? There's a sense of gratitude about this ending because there's been a very powerful renewal. Something has transformed and changed. It's equivalent to the death card. This coffin card is equivalent to the death card. So I feel like it could also be the death of, if this was involved in any kind of betrayal or self-interest or whatever this has died, this is gone. All right. Let's get one more middle energy. One more middle energy. Did something flip? No. One more middle energy, Spirit. Tie this energy together. Teddy bear. Interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, wanting to date. Okay, it couldn't be any more clear than that. Obviously, there's somebody here that you are interested in, and someone is obviously very interested in you. All right, so I do see something. It could be challenging for you simply because of the new direction you've been going in, the transition that you've had in the past. So you may be learning how to open up and trust again, and you have standards now. Like, you really have standards now, and you want to make sure that whoever this is that you're getting involved with really aligns with you. So that's very sweet energy, though. I'm just going to get a timeline. If you are waiting for somebody or you're waiting for something in this challenge, okay. September. So I'm seeing that if there is a connection here with you, something might really take off in September. All right. So it could start with friendship and it may become more serious in September. So I want to see if there's any relevant timelines for your finances and stability. That one went flying. Got 9 months from now. Okay, so stay consistent, stay on the path, focus on momentum and building and manifesting. And it looks like there could be something for some of you 9 months from now that will be very, very significant in these steps that you're taking. Okay? Okay, thank you so much for being here. That's what I have for you. Again, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you were led here is exactly when you were meant to see this message. All right? I hope this helped you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please subscribe to my channel. Very much. I wish you the very, very best. This energy is a mixed bag of things, but overall it looks very, very beautiful, and you are going in a very, very nice direction. Okay, my loves? All right. Take care.